Now, for whatever reason, this is the third time I've tried to record this morning. Um, and as I started the last one, actually, with this, and it felt true, I'm going to start this one. Well, not start, obviously, because I've been talking for a while, but I got nothing. And I, sort of the other two ones, I kind of was trying to talk on about justice, which is a really interesting topic, and God's justice and the sort of revelations of that which he finds just, which has shaped much of modern society's sense of justice, which was not there previously to his revelation. So there's mercy in the revelation of what he finds to be pleasing and not pleasing, that we might not have to leap about relativistically and be like, well, what about this? What about this? This makes me happy, but only sometimes, and this makes me unhappy, but it really seems to help other people out, and, you know, but it's easy when you got nothing, like right now, to be aware of his more merciful aspects anyhow. We know, I think we all know, whether we want to deny it or not, that we are lacking. That human beings, as a species and as a gathering of souls, are flawed. Now, whether you would prescribe that or ascribe that to sin or attachment or just wickedness or whatever you really want to refer to it as, let's go ahead and acknowledge that central truth, that we are, or that central truth that is embraced again by 90% of the population plus anybody is following Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, that we have a lot within ourselves that are clinging, nasty shreds and patches that we need to turn from, and that are to be discarded. And justice would then find us within ourselves, either weigh us in the balance and say, okay, you got to go around again, go down or up the scale, or they'd say, you're to be judged and found wanting and sent again, up the scale, down the scale, maybe not on a repeat, but just into whatever eternity is. But at the root of all that, I find Christ's mercy to be of most comfort, and that Christ doesn't ask me to just peel away at myself. Honestly, the example of God as revealed through Christ is that in many ways I should trust very few of my natural instincts, but then turn towards the beautiful parts of myself. And I think anyone who's ever tried this, to move into a beauty and service of others, and whether just through a natural recognition of the sort of guidance of the conscience, if you will, or it's even merely just trying it once and seeing the fruits of the pursuit of selflessness and beauty, which I believe run fully contrary to our very self-obsessed, either practically in terms of what we do and say, or emotionally, what we preoccupy ourselves with, where our heart lies, which most often lies in pleasing ourselves, even in pleasing others, that it becomes that root. But I've found great fulfillment, even in these moments right now where I've got nothing, of surrendering and just falling at his feet, falling at the feet of Christ, and just burrowing in that mercy and in that transformation and in that goodness of surrender, of to release all things to him, all attachments, if you will, release my very nature, die to myself and live in him as he's called me to, It's not me like doing that much really, other than to not fight that which he is trying to illuminate me with, and trying to make me an illumination of. That I'm called to be just, and I'm called to be good, and called to be loving, and all these things, and called to be obedient. Not out of some sort of, by doing so, I will therefore get this, or be this, or let go of this. But that he might be glorified through me. That my entire purpose on earth is not to got it, is not to have anything. So having nothing actually puts me in a nice spot. To where I'm fully aware of how little I have, which I think we've all been there at some point. But I have nothing, but he has everything, and I have him, so therefore in a way, I got nothing is actually a false statement. I've just proved myself wrong. Although, I want to read some of these because these are pretty. Proverbs 16. It's been a bit of a comfort to me this morning. The preparations of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. I don't even know what that means. No, basically as a reminder that, human responsibility to reason and act doesn't contradict God's sort of sovereign rule over my life. But that God's answers always are the true thing that shape us, I don't know. Anyway, all the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, injustice and wickedness included. I just added that. But the Lord weighs the spirits. Commit your works to the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. The Lord has made all for himself, yes, even the wicked for the day of doom. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. I am not proud in heart this morning, so I feel free of that particular abomination. Though they join forces, none will go unpunished. There's some more justice, which is interesting, because I think sometimes we seek justice on others who do, someone, steals a kid. Someone actually did this. Someone took his girlfriend's kid, threw it on the pavement, wasn't dead, so they picked it up, drove away, threw it out of the car on the highway, and it died. And everyone was like, something needs to be done about that. That's not... It's one of those examples where relativism is revealed to be utterly false. That was what he wanted to do for his pleasure. Hey, he's pursuing his pleasure, man. Doesn't matter. Not cool. By any stretch of the imagination. Uncool. In mercy and truth, atonement is provided for iniquity. I love how that comes right after that. None will go unpunished, but in mercy and truth. And this is in Proverbs too, but the mercy of Christ is a joyful atonement. Miserable for him in that moment, but joyful for me now. And by the fear of the Lord one departs from evil. When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Better is a little with righteousness than vast revenues without justice. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. I'm going to just roll around in that and sing in that and joy in that. Even in even though heavy may I be, my burden is not mine to bear anyhow. So thanks for taking it.